Okay, chat, there's something I want to talk about. So I posted a video on my main channel. Okay, exclamation mark new vid if you haven't watched it. Skirt guide will come out in 2 days probably. It's in the work. There's just one part I didn't do yet, but been a while since we posted this. Skirt is a character that is very difficult to accurately explain. Let me elaborate. Okay, it's hard to convey Skirt, what she does, and how good she is. Why? Because there is a great discrepancy between her peak and her average. But even then, even though it's a big discrepancy, which people complain about and I myself have complained about, even her low is still like good. So it's weird because even if you have dog shit, she's still pretty good. But the problem is that the difference from good to Escoffier is like 30 to 40%. And that's a lot. Well, with Escoffier Farina, which is pretty fucking big. And also Farina with no Escoffier doesn't really improve your team. Like Farina no Escoffier is just the same as like Yalan in her teams. Cause you have to run a fast healer. You have to run Mika. That's the problem with Escoffier. It's not that she's just good. It's that she's also good and a healer. She gives you res shred and damage. So let's say, okay, picture this, right? Escoffier's released in Genshin Impact and doesn't heal. Guess what? She's still in the best Skirt team and she doesn't heal. Then, oh, no, you know what? Let's make her heal. So then she heals your whole team, which means Farina is now like way better because instead of having to run a healer that doesn't do that much, like Charlotte, no disrespect to Charlotte, she can run Thrilling Tales, but what else can she do? I don't know. Sorry. But instead of doing that, you can run an offensive slot, Yalan, Sitlali, Shenhe, Mona, Neuvillette maybe, like something, right? And that's because Escoffier also heals. So what does that mean? That means that your teams with Escoffier Farina make Skirk genuinely a top 3 DPS, in my opinion, genuinely incredibly strong. But without Escoffier, you're not bad. You're still good, which is the hard part. The hard part is you're still good. It's just the gap is unlike things we've seen in many releases. Like it's not just, okay, every character has good team. Good team with Farina and then like free to play team and then like premium. She kind of goes from like incredible DPS to like pretty decent, like pre-Natland good, like pretty good. If she was released with her optimal team being her free to play team and you ask me, should I get her? I'd be like, play her if you like her, right? Like fucking, she's decent, but you don't need her. Okay. But now the problem is that in her best team, she's fucking incredible. And I'm not complaining. I love her. I'm not complaining. I love her, but it's just the discrepancy between the two is really big. So what does that mean? Okay. It means that on one hand, I want to say stuff like her teams are really restrictive because they are. And 3 of her passives say, hey, you're not playing freeze. Go fuck yourself. It's literally written in the passive. Read the text when she comes out. The passive says, fuck you if you're not running Hydro Cryo. It says that. So that is something I like complain about because it's a bit annoying. I don't like that form of design. However, in her Escoffier teams, she's fucking broken. Like top 3, top 5, like really good. But then if you don't have her, she drops by like 30 to 40%, 20 to 40%, which is big. But the damage you're doing is still good. So it's like, it's annoying, but I don't want to doom post because like, even if you like, it's annoying that it's restrictive, but even if you don't have the right team, she can still clear. And then if you have the right team, she's really good. And this is the part. I didn't even get to the part. You can do something called a turbocharged super rotation. Okay, I don't know what we call it in my guide yet. I don't know, but there's a way to basically shove 2 rotations into one if you start with stacks. So typically when you play Skirt, you can't use your burst without using your skill first. Okay, you need to suck up the void rifts. How do you do that? You tap your skill and then your burst is like a normal attack buff and you're a normal attacker. Or you hold your skill, sweet, and then you have stacks to do a big burst of damage. However, if you start with your stacks ready, which happens in the Abyss, and you can kind of, I'm pretty sure you can preload and save it for the next chamber, but I need to test in game when it's out, but I'm pretty sure you can do that. Then what you can do is a hyper rotation, and that rotation has DPS that's very high. We'll get into how high, okay? And what that means is that at high investment, if you can clear in one rotation and do something like that, she can be like incredibly strong. And she also feels a lot better in practice than on a spreadsheet. Why? ¿Por qué, you ask? Let me tell you. Because you can literally counter stalling. Let's say you're fighting a boss, the Satek Weenut. What does he do? He stalls. He plays Wordle. He swims around. You can't attack him for a bit. The thing that digs in the ground, you're just like doing nothing. PMA that flies up, you're doing nothing. What can Skirk do? Or like splits in 4. Skirk can be like, okay, I'll just take this time to eat some Void Rifts. I'll just use my abilities, set up to get a big rotation. So in practice, she feels really good, which is a good thing, but it can make her like good scenarios way better. And that's nice, right? That's a positive, but it makes it hard to evaluate a character. Why? Because listen, baseline, right? Let's say you have not just a free-to-play team, but free-to-play, or let's say some 5 stars, but not premium, okay? Like Yalan, Shenhe, Sitlali, but no Escoffier, no Farina. Or you can have Farina, but no Escoffier, basically. What does that mean? It means your DPS will be around, and I know Zaj did some math. I know other people did some math. I'm not gonna go into a math war, but I'm gonna use use easy to follow numbers from my goat, the Genshin scientist. So shout out to him. Okay. Shout out to Zajef too, because I talked to him about it. But like with a non-Escoffier team, let's say you can do 80k DPS, 85. But this one, Silali, I think Silali, Thrown Tails, and Scroll is kind of fake. It's really hard. I guess with the Alon, you have more Hydro app than Farina, but it's still really hard to get. But regardless, let's say 80, 85. That's not bad. Okay. For reference, like a pre-Mualani damage standard, that's good. Like oh my god, pre-Mawika, that's pretty good, right? Like if we go to like random simulations, right? Like that's like Chasko's signature here, but this isn't her best team. Obviously, there are new releases since then. You can play Chevy, you can play Mawika, you can play Sidlali. Like there's other stuff. These are just numbers. Don't use numbers and be like, oh, this is everything. I'm just saying, even in these teams, the damage is still fine. Like it's still good. But when you have her good team, and we'll talk about the more than just what's here, but like you fucking get way higher, bro. Like here's 115. Other calcs have shown 120. There's rotations where you can do. I'm telling you, if you can do one super charge rotation, she can be similar to Mawika. Not overall. I don't think she's overall similar because way more restrictive, and most of her rotations aren't like that. But there's scenarios where she can be, and that's what makes it hard to talk about. Because on one hand, she's broken, but not for everyone. And for other people, it's not like she's bad. So I can't even say she's broken in premium team, but sucks without it, because she doesn't suck. But I also can't say, oh, she's just good, because the restrictability is kind of annoying. It's kind of like, okay, well, not everyone's gonna get the same value. And I personally am not a fan of that big of a discrepancy between teams, and there being no real options outside of Escoffier that makes it even close from 80, 85k to 120, 115, 110 even, right? The numbers vary, but that's something you need to keep in mind. So it's hard to explain that in like a 2-minute section of a guide. So I've been crashing out internally, but I want to say something, okay? Here's my ultimate take. I think the one thing that I'm annoyed about isn't just that her teams are restrictive, it's also that her kit expressively says, hey, if you don't run, okay, first of all, first passive, generate a Void Rift for any cryo reaction. They list them. Wait a second, melt isn't written there. Why isn't melt written? Okay, you can't melt. That's fine. Maybe I'll swirl. Maybe I'll mono cryo. You read passive too. If all party members are hydro and cryo, gain massive scalings, like 70% damage. Oh, wait a second. Also, you need at least one hydro and one cryo. Okay, I guess I can only play one team, but maybe her exploration passive, this one's fucked up. Maybe her exploration passive won't, you know, mention hydro or cryo. It's an exploration passive. Nope. You, Skirk doesn't explore. Exploration passive. If all your party members are hydro and cryo, gain a skill level on everyone. A skill level on everyone? That's damage for Farina, damage for Escoffier, damage for Skirk. So you literally get more damage if you're full freeze from your exploration passive. That doesn't even make sense. But at the same time, I like her, and she's really fun to play, and you can like actually kind of skill expression. There's combos, there's like 2 different play styles, and there's actually teams, even though it's restricted. So it's like, I like her, but I'm complaining, but I don't like some parts, but I like the other parts. So how do I explain the nuance in like a 2-minute video? I can't, man. I can't, because now you might hear this and you say, oh, she sucks, but she's actually good. But then you're like, oh, but I don't know. I need water. So I like her. Like, all this to say, I'm really looking forward to her. But also, it's one of the biggest differences from no premium to premium. But also, even without premium, she's still pretty good. But she's really restrictive. So it's like, there's like some bad, but there's also some good. Okay. Also, by the way, if you're like, how much is the restriction? I've looked at some calcs, multiple. If you want Shilonin to perform better than Charlotte, Mika, or like a Xingqiu, you need C2. Sorry, Shilonin. I don't know if I said Shilonin. Okay. If you want Shilonin to be better than like a Xingqiu or a Mika, you need C2. You need C2. And even then, I'm not even sure about Xingqiu, but definitely Mika. You need C2. Anyways. And even then, you like shouldn't play. Like, it's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. So that's another thing. Hey, Zy0x. Most freeze carries, like let's say Risley or Ayaka, they obviously want Escoffier a lot, right? Yes, absolutely. But let's say for Risley's case, you can also, let's say you don't have Escoffier, all good, right? You can play Melt, all good. You can put Shenhe there, or you can put Shilin in there, right? You don't need Cryo Hydro or even Cryo Pyro if you're melting. But with Skirk, not only is Escoffier a bit restrictive, but she still is fine even if you're not full Cryo, full Hydro. Like, she's still a good unit. Skirk is like broken at her peak, like really good. But Skirk also says, hey, by the way, just a little PSA, a little PS in the email at the bottom. By the way, if you don't run only Hydro and Cryo, my scaling will go from like 100 to like, or from 170%. I'll basically lose 70% of my damage is what I'm trying to say. Or maybe like 60%. I lose a lot. Basically, run Hydro Cryo or go fuck yourself. Sorry, I have 3 passes that say you need Hydro Cryo. Sorry, buddy. Anyways, so it's just, you can't, I don't know if it's actually 60%, but you can't actually run like your teams are just Hydro Cryo. And you know what's the worst part? This is no one's fault but me. The worst part is you think, okay, listen, if you can only run Hydro and Cryo characters with Skirk, then surely the team section of the video will be short, right? No, bro, I talked for 20 minutes about just teams. How? I was talking about like Layla, bro. It doesn't even make sense. So I don't know. It's fucked. It's fucked. But fun notes, fun things to note. Number 1, Nevalette got another team. Number 2, a lot of her last slot options with Escoffier and Farina are very good and about as good as one another. So if you have Escoffier, Farina, you have a good team. Number 3, her free-to-play teams or even like 5-star teams, but without Escoffier and Farina are actually fine. Like they perform decent. They perform pretty good. It's just not nearly as good as with Escoffier, but in a vacuum, like let's say Escoffier didn't exist. Okay. Farina went to another baker, sauce, another pastry chef. Escoffier doesn't exist. Skirk without her, still fine. Just not like top 3 in the game, but okay, like pretty good. Okay. Also, and this is important, I guess, the 80k, this is like pretty good assumptions in like really good teams. Okay. Not every team is like that. I don't know if this video has worse teams. Like I've seen some that are 60, 70. So it's not like all of them are that good. Anyways, regardless, it's not like they're all 80k, but I'm saying you can reach that, which is good. But yeah.